Hey guys, I'm Rose Gonzalez,
And I'm Steve Gonzalez with the Gonzalez Real Estate Team.
and today we wanted to talk to you sellers out there about what's going on in the market and if you're getting ready to sell your home with a shifting market, what you need to look forward to and what to get ready for so that you can sell your home quickly and for top dollar.
So if you've had your ear to the market, just like all of us have, there's no surprise that interest rates have been going up. They've been going up fairly fast. So I think in November of last year, we were just around 3%. Last month was about 4%. Now we're reaching 5, a little bit over 5%. So I think the big question out there is, what is this going to do to the real estate market?
Yep.
Is it going to slow it down? Is it going to crash it? Is it going to see prices go down? Am I too late to sell my house?
Yeah.
So that's why we want to get out here and shoot this video.
Yeah, we get this question a lot from not only our sellers but our buyers, but I like to explain it to them on, what it means to the real estate market. And right now we have very little inventory. We have about 2 months of inventory and we have a really high demand. So with interest rates going up like they are, what the feds are trying to do is create a balanced market. And so when they raise interest rates, buyers are going to fall off the market because they can no longer afford them. So it's going to reduce the demand. And so eventually what they want to do is kind of have them in balance, right? What's going to take a balanced market is 6 months of inventory. And right now we're at 2. And when people talk about a crash, it's really important for you guys to know what a crash means. In 2008, we had a lot of loans that were just really like basically you have a pulse, here's a loan. You didn't have to provide income stuff, no asset stuff. You basically just told them how much money you made and here's a $500,000 home. So there was a lot of riskier loans out there, and we also had 24 months of inventory. And about the majority of those homes for sale, a good number of them were owned by banks.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of these loans that were given back in, early 2000s were adjustable loans as well.
Negative AMs.
Negative AMs.
Yeah.
So let's say you get in with the teaser rate of
1.8,
whatever it was. I'm like, I'm going to do that, and then in a few years later, it adjusts to the current market, which was at the time 6-7%.
Yeah, it was a payment shock.
What it did is it created such a foreclosure experience throughout the whole United States.
Right.
The real estate market pretty much
people
crashed.
Who were buying homes couldn't afford them. Now people who are buying homes have to be able to show proof that they can afford them. That's kind of the difference.
And that's why we should not see foreclosures rise.
Yeah. Well, I do hear a lot of people out there saying that they're hearing foreclosures going up. So let's clear the air on that. Yeah. So, of course, there was no foreclosures happening during the pandemic because of the moratorium. And then it increased because they ended the moratorium and the people who were still delinquent had to go through foreclosure. It was a process, but it's a normal thing to have some foreclosures. So don't think that there's going to be a foreclosure market. Even if a house forecloses, the bank is still going to sell it at market value. Yeah. So, but what you guys want to do if you're selling a home is to really think about how to put your home on the market so that it's positioned to sell quickly and for more money. Just because there's not a lot of demand like it was before, what's going to happen is instead of having 10 offers, you might get 3 or 4. So you want to make sure that your real estate agent really takes the due diligence, because some of the agents that are taking listings right now, as we're looking through MLS, is taking pictures with their cell phones, leaving a home unstaged and vacant. There's a lot of things that you can do to just make the home more presentable to the buyers and really give that presence that like, hey, this is a beautiful home. It's worth the money that you're buying it for. It's just going to take a little bit more effort.
Well, let's face it. When the markets go up, people tend to flock to the money. And what does that do? That brings in a lot of inexperienced real estate agents as well. And they were able to make a lot of money in this market just by, getting referrals from their friends or family, putting a sign out, not having a stage, and this house would still sell for above asking price the same weekend.
Yeah.
But what did they learn in that time? Did they get contacts for contractors, for stagers, for videographers, photographers? What is their marketing plan? Make sure in this upcoming market that when you put your house on the market, you do your due diligence on the realtors you guys choose.
Yeah.
Choose a, make sure you interview a couple of realtors and see what their marketing plan is, see what they can offer you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so a couple of things that you want to look for is, getting the home to show well. So it's basically like the first impression that people have when they walk into your home. If you're living in the home, you want to make sure you declutter the home, take down all the personal things, and just really try to make it a very neutral environment. Or if it's a vacant home, stage it. Yeah, because like I'm sure all of you guys have walked into a model home before and you could really like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Like I could picture myself here, and you just picture yourself throughout the whole house versus like you walk into someone else's home and, there's toys everywhere and there's, certain decorations that may not be your style.
People might see that and literally walk right past your house.
Yeah,
when it's still a beautiful house that has nothing but potential once everything's out. But if it's not decluttered, you're just going to lose more eyes on that.
And you're moving anyway, so you might as well pack half of your stuff.
I mean, how many clients in the past have we got their house ready and they had to still live in the house? It couldn't be vacant, so we couldn't stage it. But they just decluttered. They had maybe a garage sale over the weekend, got rid of some stuff, put some stuff in the garage. And how many of them wanted to stay in the house once it was clean?
It's like so different.
It's so much better.
So that's one. Another one would be professional photography and videography. I think this is like my pet peeve. We look at MLS every day for our clients, and when I see realtors taking pictures on their cell phones, some pictures are blurry, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is $1 million.
She's always like, look at this picture, look at these pictures. I'm like,
and then
it makes a huge difference. Right. Though. It really does.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hire someone that knows what they're doing. We hire people that are professionals in this business because they know what they're doing. Right. They're able to edit these things and take drone footage and just produce the best angles, best lighting, and that's what you're paying your money for. Someone that really knows what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, they say about 91% of buyers actually find their home online first before they actually walk into it. So another story that we have is we had this listing, and there was another listing agent that was putting a house on the market at the same time, and so we didn't want to go on the market at the same time. We kind of wanted to go back to back. So we went first, and he was like, okay, well, we'll go the weekend after you, and you could send the buyers who didn't get into contract over to my house. And a couple weeks later, we sold our house over the weekend. It was a really good market, so the home flew off. And he calls me and says, hey, we have not gotten an offer. Like, what are we doing wrong?
This is a few houses down.
It was literally a block down. And they actually were in a cul-de-sac with no rear neighbors. And there was a lot more updates on that house. And so I went and looked online and saw the pictures, and the family still had to live there, but they had like the pictures. I don't know if they were done on the phone, but like in the children's room, there was toys and clothes, and it wasn't really picked up very well. And so you could see that. And so they did end up changing realtors shortly after, but that just proves to show that your presence on photos and videos make a huge difference.
Yeah. So if the market does slow down, which it should, it's going to be healthy for that slowdown. Can't have this market go up skyrocketing forever. It's just unfeasible. But if it does slow down, you put your house on the market. These are things you guys got to do. If you got to live in your house, that's perfectly fine. Just declutter it. Make it more of a neutral house so people that are walking in, could see their self living in that house. So you could sell your house as quick as possible for top dollar.
Yeah, so, the market is shifting. Like we said, it's not going to crash, but, we're going to see a steady, incline on prices, just not as fast.
Maybe, single digits?
Yeah.
Digits,
so this year, a lot of analysts got together and they averaged about 9% increase in 2022. But, I feel like the market's just going to be hopefully steady. You'll get a few offers versus like a plethora of offers. So, you know, it's definitely the time to really understand what makes a home sell, because we've been all so spoiled in real estate.
Yeah, what are you going to do to stand out?
Yeah,
Make
for
sure your pictures are beautiful online. Make sure your marketing plan is to get as many viewers on your house as possible through video, through digital marketing.
Yes.
Do your due diligence. Make sure you're interviewing a few realtors.
So we hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions for us on what you need to do to get your home ready, how to find the right realtor in your market, please feel free to comment below or send us a message. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure to give a little love to that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.